Yes, this is Gothic St. Angeles.
So the Joker is running around Gothic, and this is where Batman was?
No, Batman was in Gotham, which used to be red carpet, but I was never there, so I don't know if he was there either.
Now, the what this place looks like is, imagine like post cyberpunk. Like cyberpunk was going along, and then something happened, and then like buildings fell over and all that kind of stuff, and they said, well, we're not going to pay to have this moved. Can we make it so that everybody can live on the slanted building instead?
So as we're talking, we're gonna head over to Colonel Doseki's place first.
The castle.
Castle.
No problem at all.
Wherever it was, I met with him last.
Well, actually, I think it was at your bars, the last place you met with him.
Well, I met with him somewhere, and then we went. I think he walked with us to the Golden Wattle. We talked about guarding the place for us and all that.
No worries at all. Well, let me see which part of town he's in, because as you've seen on the very, very fucking detailed map of this entire place, the town has actually got a map. Let's see.
Rad? Are we going to want to make a stop at the Golden Wattle first in case we need to drop things off before, we go walking into this guy's place with the Claymore?
Yeah, I guess we could do that. I just want to get to him and make sure that they take extra precaution to handle this guy. Yeah. Plus, I want
to just make a quick stop. Like I said, I don't want to go walk into the Colonel's private abode with a Claymore and a couple 45s,
Sure.
Okay, the Colonel Doseki's office is currently in Hostess Hill. So you will probably actually need to go by the Golden Wattle, which is in Rittenhouse Row. Colonel Doseki's office. Okay, some detail on Rittenhouse Row. This is kind of a collection of average shops and some hospitals. You notice that Ye Old Magicy Repairy Shoppy has a for sale sign in the window. Also here they have things like a rail and tram station, stables. There's a sheriff's office here, fire station, Tremendous Tailors, Crate and Barrel, pottery thing. State here, of course, the statue of Lady Rittenhouse. Old West gunfighter ladies in the town square, as well as a tram stop. This is also where the Grand Clacks corporate offices have, and a public hospital. There's also a vet's hospital with a bunch of homeless people hanging out near there.
They could probably stitch me up.
Possibly at the public hospital, yes. Or you get one of the RPCs to do it. I don't know who you trust more. And of course, the Golden Wattle, formerly the White Dove, formerly the White Peacock, formerly the Black Dove, etc.
Wow. I didn't know there were so many formerlies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a good reason why you got the land
cheap.
Well, not just that, but they did the big ritual to take out extra evil or whatever.
The bad voodoo.
Yes. So yeah, the Golden Wattle actually has the longest history of any building in the campaign, but then it got torn down, and the prophecies that were engraved on the walls were destroyed and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
speaking of which, Mildred, do you know how to analyze magic?
No.
Okay.
You guys.
So we'll go to the Golden Wattle.
No problem. At the Golden Wattle, the bouncers who not only know you but have seen your picture and stuff immediately go, "Oh my God!" And are they with you?
Yes.
They rush you inside and hurry you into a back room and whatnot. trying to keep the blood out of the line of sight of their patrons and whatnot. And they begin fetching first aid kits. And one of them goes,
There you go. Maybe the doctor can do that.
Is one of you the doctor?
I look at Mildred.
I'm a psychologist.
One of the bouncers goes, I've been having this weird dream lately. And everyone just, shut up. He's wounded. The boss is wounded.
This is an office?
Yeah.
They're like in the office in the back.
It's a really
stapler?
No, it's not that high of tech, I'm afraid. Stapler would be
magic card.
Yeah, just give it to me. I'll do it. I'll do first aid.
You need somebody else to do first aid on you, unfortunately.
Oh, I can't do it on myself.
Right.
I can't have the cool scene where I take a swig of whiskey and stitch myself up with a mirror.
No, I'm afraid not, because since we don't have hit locations, I don't know if it's like in the back or whatever, where you're like, hey, I got to stitch my kidney.
All right. Yeah, I just jam my wallet in his mouth and go to town.
It'd be less bad if it wasn't a bag of coins as his wallet.
Am I able to support or not?
No,
if it's on me?
You just lay there. Mildred could support if she wanted to, but you just lay there in great pain with coins spilling out of your mouth like you're some sort of piggy bank. Mildred supports. Let's see how he does. Hey, roll a D3, Ralph. You want high. This is how many hit points will be trans. Oh, yeah. 3 of your real becomes stunned. So after a good night's sleep, then those will automatically go away there, Russ.
Gotcha.
Flashbacks of cyber raping characters and
turning him into fucking Darth Vader. That was so awesome. I wish.
Wait, while I'm doing this, I talked to him about that time that I learned how. What was that?
That was actually a different character.
No. I know about him. Yeah, I've got this great new thing I learned. It's like MyGo brain implant removal. I don't know. I learned up something kind of crazy when I was in Cyberpunk with prostitutes.
Open up your brain and tinker with your brain pan there, right? You feel
take a rain check on that. It sounds like a lovely time now.
The bodyguards have gone back out to keep an eye on the door. Or, sorry, door guards. Actually, they're not bodyguards. So you get patched up. He does a good job, a surprisingly good job, as does your shrink. So you feel better, mind, body, and soul.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he did about as good as he could.
Good job. All right, so so is there an actual manager here now? Because I know somebody said that there was like a maitre d' or.
He comes rushing in along with Narga. It's a couple of the human Doras. Right. They're pretty much the people who are running your place for you and whatnot. Although, what I'd mentioned before with the other guys, the 10 keen men and women, now that you've noticed it, it's kind of here too. There's more to them. I'm not saying they're transformers. I am saying that there may be more than meets the eye. I'm not saying they're robots in disguise, though. No, Mildred's the expert on that shit. Anyway, but they come in. They're like, "Holy crap, are you all right?" And the office is sumptuous. Everything is expensive here. They don't have alcohol in the offices and the back rooms and stuff because they have it at the bars, apparently.
What does the status of the construction seem to be? Because last time I was here, there was actually still
the bar area totally done. The various backroom stuff, they've taken to working on it just during the daytime, so as not to disturb drinking at night. So they've slowed down on it a little bit, but it's there's a room you can stay in for sure. But I mean. During the daytime, there is still some.
What about like the basement level? Like, has it actually been finished or built out, or is it just raw construction still?
It's still raw construction. They've got that as lower priority unless you want to change that around.
Gotcha.
They figure it's just storage.
Yeah, my impression was that it would be like the finish work would be done later because I had some additional notes I was going to let Logan know about before all that's done.
Cool.
Yeah, so. So do you have any an extra shirt?
He sends out
just so I don't walk out covered in blood. Just
he sends out and has like a tailor come and bring you like he comes in with a partially completed suit, and then you're doing the thing where you're standing there like half dressed, and they're like taking it in and fitting it and stuff because. Apparently, extra clothes when you're around. No, you are in a very nice suit, and the tailor's like working on it. She's working hard on it too.
Now, I don't know if you remember, but when I had designed the place, since this place basically takes up an entire block, so the office is near the back. I kind of look out the back. Are there have they built the buildings that face the other block? Because the plans were to actually have a tailor in one of them. So
she's probably going to be your. Well,
I'll bring that up. So, are you looking for a new space? I'll give you a great deal.
She says, if the rent's dirt cheap, then I can be on call anytime you need. Yeah, she's okay. She's not super great at this. The manager in the background's like,
we'll talk about it. I'll think about it.
Great. Yeah. She attempts to get you into the suit chop. Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Well done.
I mean, you don't want to go fighting in the suit because some of it's held together by pins and shit, but it looks great.
Okay.
So, all right. She gets paid by the guy. The guy's like, he pays her out the profits and stuff. This is incidental expense and stuff.
Okay. So after she's gone, I'll brief him that he should be expecting, deliveries. So I let him know that we're setting up the supply line.
The alcohol went over big last time. I think if we can get, we'll definitely move it.
Good.
Now,
another thing I want to let you know about is I want to make sure that we're taking good care of Colonel DeSekis.
Oh, he doesn't pay for anything when he's here.
Good.
Make sure of that.
And in addition to that, I want to do something that I have heard of in other cultures where we're going to give him his own table. So when he's here, he'll have his own table. And we could even do something where we put a little nameplate on the table for him. It'd be
best table in the house?
Yes.
Nobody else ever sits there except him and his guests?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm thinking about etiquette because I know Ralph and I were talking about this the other day. Like in Germany, I think he had mentioned that they'll do that sometimes where the big mucky mucks will have their own table, but when they're not around, I don't know if that's considered a status symbol for other people to be able to sit at the colonel's table. But as soon as the colonel's there, everyone else pisses off.
Ooh, Ralph knows about that. I'm giving Ralph. Oh, I gave Ralph the cards. Now here's some cards for Jay. Then Ralph's already got his. I'm getting the wrong.
So guy. Yeah, we were talking about things like that, about how to take good care of the colonel.
Give me an etiquette roll, and I'll tell you what they do in Germany because yes, I am familiar with this fucking custom. It's called the Stammtisch.
Ooh, by half.
Nobody ever sits there except for that guy ever.
Okay. So I'll relay that to the manager. The colonel needs his own table. This is where he will hold court when he's not in the castle.
Would you like me to bring him in and find out which table he likes the best?
Yeah. So, does that seem to jive with my etiquette where...
That's moving it up a notch to extremely generous. Pretty much you're turning it into the colonel's club. He says,
so when I go to see him, I'll let him know. And then when he comes here next, you let him pick. But you were going to say?
I have a question, Mr. Rad.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if he loses his command or is replaced?
Well, if he loses his command, then I suppose he's going to be losing a lot of his gravitas in this town. So I suppose it'll become the new colonel's table.
Just call it the colonel's table.
I can barely hear you, Ralph.
You're not coming through very well.
Yeah.
You might need to.
Okay.
You might need to move your microphone up.
I'm not using that one.
Ah. Yeah, you're coming through very soft.
Colonel's table to make it clear that. See that
is that that kind of defeats the purpose of the etiquette, doesn't it?
It's kind of like saying, "Hey, while you're useful to us, this is your table."
Right.
When you're not, fuck off.
Well, we could always pop the plate off and put a new one on.
Totally. That's very easy to do. But
well, while he's the big mucky muck, it's his table. They say, well, while he's the top dog, this will be his table. But I have a feeling that if he loses his command, we might not see him anymore.
That would be the best case scenario. The worst case is the guy is if he's lurking around here with some of his power, but not all, but there's a new commander or maybe a higher ranking one.
All right. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We'll call it the commander's table then, and whoever's the highest ranking person in the city and their guests get to sit there and then let them sort it out among each other, I guess.
I don't know. Does that, with my etiquette roll, does that kind of jive with that, or does it still defeat the purpose?
It's gonna. You're thinking either way. You're opening a can of fucking worms, guys. If he stays in the position, and if he's the highest ranking guy in town and all that shit, it works great. But if anything ever bad happens, it'll turn the positive into a negative.
You guys hear me okay now or no?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Got sick of the AR headphones?
Yeah, it kept cutting in and out. They're just acting up, so.
Okay. You might want to reduce your input by about 25%.
Okay, is that better?
About the same.
How about now?
A little bit up from that, between the two.
Okay, how about that?
Yeah.
I'm just having visions of, okay, if that guy loses his position or gets demoted, I'm picturing sending Mildred after him. He either needs to stay in power or he needs to disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was essentially like any bonus to goodwill would become a negative to goodwill if he loses it. So it's one of those things. It's like, well, it's good if it's working, but if it doesn't work, then it's equally as bad. So yeah, up to you.
So is it almost, maybe it's not even worth giving him his own table. I don't know.
It would definitely get you perks while he's got the power, but if he loses it, so it's up to you. Right now,
thinking of giving him an honorary membership as well, like when the actual club itself opens, maybe that'll just be enough to build more goodwill with him.
There's going to be a lot of honorary memberships as a manager. He looks at Mildred. Sorry?
When you look at the history of this zone, the people in power were like changing quite quickly. So if we like align ourselves with this person when the next change comes, like it's bad.
Right.
That's a card for Mildred. Quick AFK while you guys discuss things. The manager excuses himself to go out and deal with some stuff, and then he'll come back when I.
Okay. Yeah, I actually need to step away real quick too.
Yeah.
You're in super private if you're stepping away then. So okay, AFK. The manager comes back in. He goes, "I think you better come and see this. You've got a couple of soldiers here. They want you to go with them to the Justice Center zone, or Justice Center thing, the police station."
With the Joker escape.
They didn't say. They said, "You bring Wrestling Rat out quick, he come with us.
The Joker escaped.
Okay, I ditch my weapons in the office here.
Okay.
What's all this in?
A couple of guards here to take you away, sir.
Oh, are they throwing a parade for us?
They didn't say, sir. They said, you go get Wrestling Rad Toot Sweet. He come with us. I said, yes, sir. Because in this place, you don't fucking argue with guards. And respectfully, Mr. Rad, you don't keep them waiting. This is definitely a disappear into a dark alley, get shot in the back of the head kind of place, if you take my meaning.
Right. So, let's go have a Captain Cook.
I don't know who that is, says the guy. You guys head out there. And no problem. The guards ask you to follow them. They don't seem to be intent on searching you, and they're not manacling you. So, good deal. You guys go from Rittenhouse Road District to the next district over, which is really close. It's called the Justice Center, is the name of it. What the hell is the name of that cage? It's like the one that one person can barely fit into. It's like the crow cage type thing.
Yeah, crow's nest. Yeah.
Crow's
Crow's
nest.
Is that it? Crow's
Something
nest
like
is on the ship or whatever. But
Yeah, you're right. I had it before I started talking, and then it went away. But it's the cage that one person gets stuffed into, and the Joker's sitting in there in his underwear, and Colonel Dosecki is there, and he comes up, and he could not. He's treating Wrestling Rad like his long lost son, who lets him drink for free, and.
Colonel Dosecki's the most interesting man in the world.
Oh, you are too kind, Mr. Rad. And we have been haunted by this individual for a month doing random crimes, stealing, murdering, and all. And you show up on the day that you show up, you apprehend him with your men. He looks awkwardly at the woman with no name. Persons, and you bring him to us hand wrapped.
Tis our pleasure.
As he's watching this, the Joker guy he just claps at you as he's sitting there. Well done, he says. Give it. Yes, that's it. I give it. Thank you, Ralph. Take card. Everybody looks at him and then goes back to ignoring him. He says, he'll sit in here until his corpse rots.
I look at the joke. I kind of ignored them and more like observing the joke.
A bit above head height.
Yeah, as she approaches the cage, I want to put my kind of like my hand on the Colonel's back and say, I'm very pleased to help, and I want to talk to you about a few things. I'll kind of make small talk about the Golden Waddle and how things are coming along, and kind of take him out of earshot of Mildred.
Oh, he says, hold on a minute. Why don't you and I go have a drink at your fine establishment? And you can bring your people if you want. He seems to be ignoring it. He thinks that they're well-dressed bodyguards, so he's like, oh, whatever. And he wants to go off there because, what better place to talk about it than there? He also has several of his other officers that he wishes to introduce you to. He says, I've taken liberty of having them meet us there.
So you think you could hurt Raslin, huh? And I kind of just like,
yeah. Good spin. He goes, wee.
I try to give Raslin like the nod, like, just give us a couple minutes with this guy.
Yeah. One of the guards offers you a stick if you'd like to poke him while he's in the cage. They have a couple of guards that are here to keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't go anywhere. It's not like, well, he's caught, let's all fuck off and see if he has a bobby pin. No, they're going to stick here at least for a couple hours before they wander off. So, Raslin, do you head off with that guy?
Sure.
What are you two doing? You guys, the guards pretty much just... They're keeping an eye to make sure you don't let him out. Otherwise, they don't seem to give a shit.
All right. So here's what I like to do. I kind of just take and walk by the guards, kind of nod and tie my shoe, and I leave that little pouch of coins there. And then I run up to him with a stick and I whack him in the leg.
Ow. You're leaving the pouch of coins in front of the guards?
Yeah.
Let's see if they... One of them goes, sir, sir. He picks up the pouch. You dropped your pouch, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Ow. He sits in his gibbet and he goes, wait until the kids find out about me.
So how are you?
I'm fine. Everything's great, he says.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm going to have to die pretty soon. And then, you know what? You and me, we can make it, he says.
I love it.
Chicken's flirting with the man in the cage.
So you will die and then appear somewhere else and you will be free again.
You and I, we're the same. We're all the same.
I think so. Hmm? What did you say?
What?
What?
Are you talking? I like it when your mouth makes the noises.
You seem to be opening your mouth and talking. I don't know what you are talking about.
Nobody does. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Nothing matters here. It's all a big delusion.
Yeah, so you want to wake up and find the real things. What is the reality, right?
Right.
Right. I want to do that too.
He begins working on swinging in his gibbet like it's a kid's swing.
Mm-hmm.
It's raining. It's pouring. The colonel's out whoring. He sings as he swings.
I like your art. So, how will you kill yourself?
Oh, don't you worry about that. Death comes to us all, and it comes to me a little faster.
Yeah?
You want to see how it works?
Yeah.
All right. He goes, well, maybe a little later.
Okay.
Shit, he says.
Well, if you ever want some help or something.
Don't worry, I'm here to help you.
I know.
But not them. Them, they're going to get theirs. Oh, yeah.
I know. They are just weird and they don't understand us.
Nobody understands us.
Exactly. So how do you know that this isn't real?
How do I know what?
That this isn't real.
Well, that's very, very easy. I've died so many times, hundreds of times.
Wow.
Thousands of times.
I died just once.
Oh.
But I did. It was interesting. I then woke up in our apartment.
I'll make your life more interesting soon. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
So if you die a lot, then everything gets more interesting.
No, I'm just trying to get out of this. And I've figured out that just me dying isn't enough. I gotta get you too. That way we can all wake up together.
So you think that if a lot of Dora dies, then we all wake up to the reality?
I'm gonna do my best. It's all I've got left.
But how do you why do you think this? How did you figure this out?
After you die about 80 or 100 times, it just comes to you.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I get it.
That's right. He looks at, you're just listening, aren't you? You're just listening to me as I'm swinging back and forth in this cage thing. That's right. Nothing to say? Cat got your tongue?
Are the guards still watching him? Are they kind of talking?
Oh, yeah, they're fascinated by the crazy man in the fucking cage who's swinging around.
And I was still messing with my volume, so I apologize. Is he outside or is he like in a building hanging from this?
Outside. That way you can bring the kids to look at the corpse.
Awesome.
And
Good enough.
if they're not going to bed on time, it's another thing to threaten them with.
All right, no, I'm good.
Okay. Don't want to clean your room? This is what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Back then, they had extra options for disobedient children, apparently. Horrible, horrible options.
All right, no, I'm good for now. Until Mildred's ready.
Mildred appears to be fascinated. You're worried that she may try to start dating this guy.
I hand her the stick in case she wants to go for a poke.
Yeah.
You have a very long stick now, Mildred.
I look at the stick. I look at the Joker.
He smiles. He's always smiling.
I like your good attitude to life.
Thanks. You want to know how I got these scars?
How did you get this incredible?
No, I just woke up and they were there.
Okay. Well,
Come on, give me a poke. You'll love it.
what happens when I give you a poke?
I don't know. Let's find out together.
That's actually kind of a fun idea. I I poke him, but just really gently, like more like, ah.
You begin stroking the stick. He goes, oh. If my hands weren't cuffed outside of this cage, my God, I'd be very, very happy right now. I'm sure after the thirst and the starvation kick in that, my whole attitude will change. But until then, I'll just keep on smiling.
I actually really think it's interesting how you live your life, like experiencing all those like extremes.
If you cut your face like this, maybe it'll work for you too.
Yeah, maybe I should try that.
I think it's a good idea.
I have a knife.
Go ahead and do it. I'll be here to support you.
Maybe later.
Oh, he looks disappointed. Lower, he says. Oh, that's too low.
I stopped watching him.
Okay. Do you guys want to go back and join wrestling at the club and see what's shaking?
Well, I was just trying to keep Mildred busy long enough for a rat to finish his business.
Hey, he's not coming back. He may never come back.
Oh, I'm good. Trying to pass as long as it takes. An hour or so. Trying to keep Mildred interested in not killing the Colonel.
Despite Rab's good things, yeah, he's like, no. We've been doing this for a while. He'll die. It's a good idea that he dies, and plus, it's for the children. They'll get to see his bloated, twisted corpse and know that justice is done. Don't you worry about it. You shouldn't even spend your time thinking about a monster like that, Wrestling. Men like us, we have destiny on our eyes.
I feel safe to choose.
It's just that for monsters like that, death is a release. Death is what they actually want. Why give a cretin like that what he wants?
We don't really.
A long, tortured existence is much more fitting.
I understand, but we don't imprison people. If you imprison people, you got to feed them, you got to guard them, you got to care for them. We find it's easier just to put them in the gibbet and let them bake for a bit. And when they're done, and then we leave them up there until we get somebody else to put in.
What else would be a way to serve as a constant reminder to the populace to not cross the governing body than someone like this left on display.
You bring up a good point. I'll tell you what, for you, as soon as he's dead, we'll stick his head on a spike. In fact, if you want, we could make a small head size gibbet, put it right outside the front door of this club. I mean, after the head gets less smelly. And if you wanted to rename it, you could call it the Rotting Joker or something. I don't know. Actually, that's not a good idea, he says. But if you want the head to put on display here, we can arrange that. Or we'll just put it on a spike on one of the city walls. That'll serve as a constant reminder.
There's a lot that can be learned from criminal masterminds such as this. What if I was to help you make it appear that justice has been served by him dying in a cage, but you allow me and my colleagues to take him somewhere secure and study him?
Raslin, I think that this is beneath you. I don't want you to even worry about this. We'll take care of him when he's dead. I'll tell you what, I'll get his head buffed up, nice skull you can put on your desk. And that way, if you ever want to do that play, where you hold up the head and talk to it, you'll know where it came from. Now, let's talk about other things, he says. What do you think about our new uniform designs? He says,
looking quite dapper there.
He doesn't seem to give a shit about talking about this guy at all. He's caught. He's in a gibbet. He's not going to get out, is the opinion. Little does he know, ... You'll be combating this guy each and every week in another exciting episode of Where the Fuck is That Guy with the Sniper Rifle?
Oh, I tried.
Yeah. Plus, it's super hard to keep Dora for long. You know that. So, anyway.
That's why I suggested he pull his teeth out. Sure, he's got a cyanide tooth in there somewhere.
If he does, he's no good at the bite skill. Right. The other two eventually show back up and walk in, and I know what Mildred says, and the bartender gives her a drink so she doesn't stab him. And your new head of security, Swade, says...
Oh, you're muted. He's a mime. Look at that. He's a mime. 2 words. Sounds like
whiskey. More.
2 words. Sounds like that's a card. All right. So anyway, right. You guys end up spending a nice evening with the Colonel. Everybody give me empathy rolls for a bit more on the Colonel.
Real quick, either of you low on hero points, or are you guys doing good?
No, I'm really good.
You got the low hero point card?
Well, I've got an insta hero, but I figure if anyone's low on hero, I'll give it to them. But otherwise, it's going into my hero pool.
No, I'm at 18. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I took this, but I was just looking at it. Let me get rid
Yeah,
of
I played that twice.
Yeah, I was trying to read it because I was thinking about doing a full retrieve on it.
The cram course?
The cram course card.
Is that the one hero point for 10% thing?
Yeah, I can't think of a skill I really want to spend a hero point on, though. I thought about using it on the Alien Gray language, but it's more fun just to try to build it up.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to get rid of a skill +5. Either of you want that?
No.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Does anybody want Big Jim Slade?
Ooh, Big Jim Slade. Yes, that's what the card does. So it's a very good card.
Yeah, it's a crit in strength.
Yeah, where was that when I was wrestling around with the Joker? All right, I'm going to play my insta hero.
Nobody wants it?
No. I've got a supporter reroll and an assistant +10, just so you guys know if you got anything you want to try.
Cool. Let's see.
All right, so here's the other thing I was going to say, Logan. When I was walking back to the club, I'm also wanting to do counter surveillance to see if there's anyone other than guards following us. Plus, I'm keeping an eye out for those street kids.
You don't see the street kids. Guards seem to be the only ones interested in you. Give me an empathy roll for the empathy thing.
Me.
You already made yours. You made yours really good. Okay. Swade and Wrestle and Rad. Colonel Dosecki seems like a great guy. He really likes this club. He's kind of settled on a table that he seems to like, and pretty much other people who come to the club, they aren't going to it just naturally out of a sense of preservation. Yanni, you're thinking it's kind of like having a Hitler as a friend. You can tell that he's not a really super nice guy, and he'd gladly toss people into some sort of torture session or a gibbet, for very little reason if they crossed him. But Wrestling Rad pretty much walks on water to him.
That's why I like the Joker better than him.
Yeah. I mean, and you had to give the stick back when you're leaving the gibbet. It's a kicking stick. Yeah, I'm afraid so. So anyway, you guys enjoy. Everybody give me etiquette rolls.
Oh, no.
Wrestling Rad is just fucking slicker than shit. The woman with no name insists on drinking out of her own bottle at all times. And yells at the bartender when he's coming over with a glass. She just screams at him until he fucks off.
She's from out east.
And Swade's like, bang, 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 bang. And he just,
he's from the south.
Yeah. Can you believe the weather?
Yeah. The colonel himself is pretty fucking loose tonight, but he really appreciates how slick Wrestling Rad is. Apparently, he is the fucking man. It's kind of a little bit like a Godfather type situation where people are coming up and murmuring into Wrestling Rad's ear about this or that, and occasionally having him sign something, and then they hurry off with it and whatnot. And he's like. And you're just imagining him 80 pounds heavier, possibly with looser jowls and stuff. And you're thinking about maybe buying him a white cat at some point, just so you can, Anyway, so
never go against the family.
Right. From they eventually a hansom cab is called for you guys. Because they don't have all the furniture stuff yet.
Yeah, before anyone departs, though, at some point I'm going to be addressing the colonel. So about those taxes you were discussing with
I don't remember talking about taxes. This is excellent. They had this whiskey that seemed to be more smooth than anything, and unfortunately we seem to have run out.
Well, you know where to get it. Whenever you're here in the Golden Wattle, you shall have it.
You've run out is what I mean.
It's we'll have more soon. Good things come to those who wait, my dear Colonel.
He says he gets a bit sloshed. Is there anything else you wanted to mention to him? Because he's pretty much just.
I think he's too sloshed to talk about anything important at this point.
He says he babbles about. He seems angry he's not getting promoted anytime soon.
Oh, really? Who would that be up to?
He says people in San Francisco are ruled by monsters and such, and we're beginning a new campaign. And unfortunately, unless you're on the front, the real advancement comes from there.
And what's exactly happened to the ruling council? I understand there's been some missing.
Don't you worry about that. He slaps you on the shoulder.
Oh, come on.
He stops and gives you a really evil look and goes, ha, 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 ha. And you're thinking, I shouldn't ask about the ruling council anymore. You're like, no. Yeah, you're dealing with, wow.
Right. I'm just kind of going down the checklist, pumping them for information on what's going on in the town.
Yeah, the town itself is functioning okay. I mean, pretty much anybody that didn't like the way it was functioning, seems to have disappeared. So everything's fine. And
you've done good work with your secret police. It seems like they're getting rid of the right people.
Secret.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, bit sloshed.
Just making sure that they actually report to him or not.
Roslyn, make sure you get his signature so we can make sure we get it right for the plaque, please.
Right, yeah. We're having a plaque made for you. We want to get your signature and make sure it's done right. Your penmanship is renowned.
He attempts to sign with the amount he's had. It's now you're like, maybe we should try this another time.
I do have a supporter reroll.
You can try again. He managed to miss the paper and sign the table on that one. You're thinking, wow, he is completely sloshed. And hanging out with him is one of those things where he pretty much does most of the talking, and you kind of edge in a question now and then.
No, you got the table here. Try again.
You play it on him? All right.
Beautiful penmanship, Colonel.
Excellent.
Anyway, now cut to.
Yeah.
You guys get a Hanson cab. They take you over. The place isn't doing well enough to afford staying at the Australian embassy, so they take you to the Hilton. They have a room already booked for you and such. They're just basically using money from the thing to put you guys up for the night because you
Who is sending us there?
The general manager, because he knows which side of the bread his butter goes on, and by God, he's going to make sure you got a comfortable place to sleep for the night.
Discreetly talking to him, I mentioned that I had heard rumor that people at the Hilton are a little worried that their golden wattle is opened up. What have you heard?
It's another good reason to send you there. Yes. They're going to lose a lot of their bar business, especially if we start getting the good stuff. He does an exaggerated wink at you because you've had a bit to drink, and he wants to make sure that the message is going through. And he says, so yes, there's still a hotel and we're not. So.
Well, if our business eats into their profits too much, you keep your ear to the ground if there's an opportunity to acquire them, will you?
Yes, sir. I would love to acquire them.
All right, I head out to the cab.
No problem. Yes, they have some people to help everybody onto the cab just in case. Everybody give me your alcohol tolerance roll, because Colonel Dos Equis is one of those guys who you must drink when he drinks, because this is just how it works. Fortunately, they have good men with strong backs to help you guys get. They'll take another cab to help you get out and up to your room. Yeah. You guys are pretty much it'd normally be the wheelchair stage, but they don't have those. They have barrels, but they're not going to have you ride around in barrels. So they pretty much pour you into the cab, and they're going to work on decanting you into the room. Everybody half skill as they kind of hustle you by the check-in desk and whatnot, because the room's already been paid for. They have the key and all that. Give me half spot hidden rolls, please.
I'm also kind of wanting to do empathy on the people as they react to us to see what kind of reactions we're getting.
Sure, half empathy as well if you'd like.
Well, not at half, but at minus 30.
Minus 30 is the same.
Oh, okay.
Kind of by half.
Cool. How's that empathy at half or negative 30? Yeah, Red's still alert. He's not in control of his body anymore. He seems to have partially moved out, but he's still very alert for some reason. The people are like, yeah, it's that guy. Shit. Yeah, but professional. Now, the interesting thing is, you remember the doorway to the smoking room? It appears to be gone and wallpapered over, like sealed off entirely, which is interesting.
Yeah, that was the room that everybody else was trumping into, right?
Yes.
There's some kind of weird anti-magic thing in there.
Yeah, something. Give me a memory roll at -30 as you're having trouble counting.
No.
Yeah, some shit is going on. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I was there with you, Rad. Remember, because I was playing around with that screen. There was like a fold-out, like privacy screen in the corner there. And
yeah, there was some kind of anti-magic or anti-sound thing in there. I forget.
Sounds like it took over the rest of the world, didn't it?
Maybe.
That's just wallpaper over it and ignore it.
They take you on up and decant you each in. They got a suite for you, so you each have separate bedrooms, which disappoints a woman with no name who wanted to throw up in one of your beds later, just saying she cares. Right. Cut to morning. Everybody give me a con endurance roll versus hangovers. Colonel Dos Equis is a pretty big drinker. Yeah, Wrestling Rad, he's not happy. Some kangaroo piss killed that right up. The woman with no name feels better for having drunk that much. I energized by booze.
Rehydrated.
Yeah, Swade's okay, but Wrestling Rad looks like one of those guys who has a really horrible hangover and wants to die somewhere.
Too much love hurts.
Friends, when are we rescuing the Joker?
You feel so good about life and everything right now, Yana. You just have energy coursing through your veins.
What was that, Mildred? You want to play some poker?
When are we rescuing
What do you think? Hey, Mildred, do you want to let him run the streets some more before he unleashes all of the kids in every zone upon us?
Well, but looking at it like logically, they will just kill him and like.
Nah, the kids work for him.
Yeah.
And I bet you those kids that were following us and remember that were all enamored with us? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was in the other place.
Yeah. Where that guy was also hanging out.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, he seems to get around.
Give me a bobby pin. I'll get it to him. Do you have a bobby pin?
But what if...
I was actually thinking, what if we give him something that makes it harder for him to starve to death? We keep him in that cage as long as possible.
I say we just let him run the streets. I think it's kind of fun. What has he done? What has he done?
Blown up people, tried to kill half the group, ruined my fucking suit.
All right. So is Alaros or whatever his name is.
Yeah, we do things like that all the time. He's just one of us.
Huh.
If you just leave him in the cage, he's going to die anyway, and he'll be back before we know it.
Or we could just... You said that you are building the torture room for me in the...
Oh, you mean the interrogation room? If you guys really want a challenge, how about you break him out of there and we store him somewhere else where we can study him and keep him alive?
That's what I'm thinking, that it's possible to like store him there or somewhere.
Hey, Rad, this is like something somebody else can handle. Why don't we let him out and move on? What else do you have to take care of?
Well, I see no point in taking the risk of breaking him out. He's going to be dead anyway. And then he'll be back and doing his thing. So there's no point taking the risk.
But he will suffer like this.
Good. Ruined my fucking suit.
He really liked that suit.
I like him better than your suit.
The way I'm saying it is that maybe if we curry favor with him slightly for a short period of time, he might remember that and not come after us so soon.
No, he's crazy.
He's on a mission.
And he wants to help us, like in his logic.
Yes.
he will like attack us even more because we helped him, so he helped us by killing us by making.
Yes, right.
All right. Then do you want to just fuck with him?
Well, didn't you already? I heard you talking about poking him. Seems a little gratuitous. And I don't need to know the details of what you did when you were alone with him.
He's a chatting person. I was taken by the moment.
Looking at the technology here in this suite, do they have things like tape? Do they have anything sticky like bubble gum?
No.
Gloopy mud?
Probably you can find some of that somewhere.
Right.
Yana, try getting a sock and wrapping it around your input of your mic, because anytime you get animated, which is good, then it does that, which is bad.
Yeah.
Because your mom doesn't love you, which is good. I mean, that's bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
Or a handkerchief, or mic protective thing. I don't know. She had a really nice mic.
Is that a scarf hanging behind you?
Yeah, I'm trying to place a scarf now.
Oh, that's lovely. I gotta mute her while she's doing that. Yeah, I can mute her. Yes, look at my power. Signal me when you're done. Behold my power. So, right, where would you guys like to go? You've got an entire map of the city, and with that map, you may be able to figure out where to find the guy, unless you've got some other plan for finding the guy. And yes, I've actually prepared all of that. Unmute Mike.
I am.
I do.
Get animated and move around. Yeah.
Dance.
Go, team, go. Go, team, go.
Does it work? Like,
Yeah, I didn't hear any banging there.
I didn't hear any banging either. That's your new thing now, is that scarf, okay?
Okay.